What's up, guys? We're back. I've got an update on the machine here. So if you can see, we're pretty torn apart at this point. And I'm still not 100% sure on what my issue is or was. But I've got an idea that I'm hoping is correct, and we're going to try to get that taken care of. And then hopefully I can get all this put back together tomorrow and test it out and see if we're working better than we were. So, so originally I wanted to get into this and check out these bearings. So I couldn't think of the term for this before, but it is the gantry block. And of course it carries the gantry with the Makita router. That is usually bolted to this, and then this is what slides along this X-rail. So as I talked about before, there's like this little bit of a rubber seal here to keep dust from getting into this bearing. And if you can see on the bottom, it doesn't have that rubber seal. It's just all metal. Not sure if you guys can see the difference there, but up here we've got that rubber seal. Down here we do not. And there was quite a bit more sawdust, wood dust built up in that lower one that does not have that seal. But ultimately I don't think that's the issue. I just wanted to get in there and look because, like I told you, here I'll see if I can do it here quick. Like I told you guys, at one point this whole thing came out. Why, I don't know. And actually I think why it came out is because it doesn't have that rubber seal. Because that rubber seal also kind of helps hold that in. But I'll show you what it looked like one day if I can get it back out here. So you can see I just slid it out a little bit, and that's what it looked like one day while running. That came out probably about that far to where I could see the ball bearings exposed. And like I said, I just pushed it back in. It slides in pretty easy, but I think that's coming out because it doesn't have that rubber seal there to kind of hold it all in. And no clue why that's like that. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I think probably from the factory it just didn't have that rubber seal on it like it was supposed to, and nobody caught it. So here we are now. But like I said, ultimately I don't think that really was the issue, because that whole gantry block, once I got everything undone and I got the ball screw nut detached. So right here is the ball screw nut, and this attaches to that gantry block, and that's ultimately what carries it back and forth along the ball screw. And once I got that ball screw nut removed from the gantry block here, I was really very easily able to move this by hand. It felt like the bearings were rolling fine. And now that I've got it off and I can see inside, nothing really looks bad. There's not like scratches or really anything on the rails themselves. So in my opinion, I don't think the bearing is really an issue. Like I said, there was quite a bit more dust buildup in the one that doesn't have that dust boot. But ultimately, I don't see anything inside there that really looks bad. And then of course, there is this wire. So this wire is the wire that runs through this lower X-rail. And that's your X-rail, or the motor, which is usually over here. That is also off right now, but the motor for the X-rail sits over here, and the wire runs through this lower X-rail, and that's this wire here. And everything looks good there. All my wires look good. All the connections look good. Originally I thought it was a wire issue. I bought a new X wire, and it seemed like that was working for a while. But then I started having issues again, and more issues than I even had before. So that's why we're where we're at now, tearing it apart, trying to figure out what the issue is. But yeah, like I said, I don't think that bearing inside the gantry block is an issue. I don't think my wires are an issue. What I think it may have been, and I got back on the Onefinity forum and saw a little article or write-up about this. And they mentioned that if this ball screw gets loaded up with sawdust, you can have basically the exact issue that I was having, where it will get hung up trying to move. And when I did get all this torn apart, there was quite a bit of buildup of dust in front of this ball screw. And I know you guys won't be able to see it, but when you look really closely where that ball actually rolls through the ball screw, down in those grooves, in some spots there's not a crazy amount of buildup, but a little bit of buildup. I'm sure from sawdust getting in there and then the ball rolling over it and kind of smushing it into that groove. So I'm gonna basically wipe that down, try to get that cleaned out completely, the ball screw. Obviously I got all that dust that was built up in there out of there. So the goal is tonight to get all this put back together, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be up and running, and hopefully our issue will be fixed. So I'll keep you guys updated on that and let you know. I still want to make another video on editing code. So that was one thing I was trying to do to get around all this issue. When you download the code out of Easel, there's rapid movements. Originally that was when I was having my issue, was during rapid movements. So I figured if I just went in and edited the code to remove any rapid movements, then I wouldn't have my issue anymore. So I had to learn a little bit about how to edit the code. So I'm going to show you guys that, because I think that'll be helpful. I wasted, I don't know, probably an hour or so trying to figure out what to do there. So I'm going to make that video still, maybe even later tonight. I'm not sure. We've got a little bit going on here. Me and the kids are going to go see a movie tonight. So that's where we're at, guys. Hopefully we're getting somewhere. Like I said, I'm thinking it's maybe just buildup on this ball screw was maybe the issue. On the Onefinity forum, they talked about it, and it sounded like the exact issue that I was having. So fingers crossed that's it, because if that's not it, I'm gonna have to take it all apart again and probably just start replacing some of these wires. So that is where we're at. Once we're back up and running, I can finally get my wall planters finished, which we talked about. It was supposed to be like a 2-day project. I was like, it's probably gonna turn into a 2-week project. I was wrong. It's gonna turn into 2+ week, 3-week, 4-week, who knows? That's life, folks. Here we are. So I guess that's all for today, guys. Trying to keep you updated on where we're at, how things are going. And I keep getting people coming to me wanting me to make stuff, and I can't right now because this. So fingers crossed, guys. I'm hoping that this is the issue. I'm hoping we've got it figured out. Like I said, we're gonna put it back together tonight, and hopefully tomorrow we will be up and running, back to making more videos for you guys. That is the plan. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment. All that stuff helps push these videos further out to more people, and then maybe it'll come across somebody that can help me, because so far nobody's reaching out with any help. So yeah. All right, guys, appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned. Come back tomorrow. We'll see if we got this figured out. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.